What exactly is it like road schooling? It's pretty awesome. We have a lot of fun doing it, and we have learned so much while on the road together. You have these insane opportunities to connect with history and culture and foods that you would never have just sitting in a standard classroom or even being at home, being homeschooled. We have had some really great times in olive groves of Tuscany, helping in the processing of the olives that were used for a family's olive farm. I mean, that is so cool. You don't get that. That being said, you have to find time, and it's hard, to actually just be in your apartment doing book work. And that's not always our favorite thing to do, but it's important. You don't want to leave this experience with your kids knowing how olives are grown, but not actually being able to write about the process. You have to take it slow. You can't hop from one place to one place to one, although it is always going to be very tempting. Make sure you spend anywhere from 5 to 10 days in one location and use a few hours of that day to be in your house schooling your children. I know, it doesn't sound very sexy, doesn't sound very fun, but you gotta do it. Now when you're on the road, you're gonna be around each other all the time. So make sure that you sometimes get away. Maybe that means going to a coffee shop while you do your work, or going to a museum you have an interest in seeing all by your lonesome. But take time to find a way to step away from each other. Now you can't carry all of your textbooks on your back, as much as I would love to do that because I love books. So we had to find ways to switch some of our curriculum over to computers and Kindles. If you want to watch my video on the homeschool materials that we brought on the road with us, please do so. It could give you some tips. It's impossible to school Monday through Friday, 8 to 3, when you're on the road. And so you're going to have to be very flexible. You'll have to talk with your children, and if, like me, every single day about how sometimes we start school at 7 in the morning, sometimes we're doing school at 7 at night, and God forbid, Sundays, sometimes we're doing school. But part of this process is to give your children a really great education. So you have to be flexible. Read, 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 read. You're gonna have a lot of downtime as you travel from one location to the next. And I use that time to read the classics to my children. 3 years into homeschooling, and they still don't like to read them on their own. I don't know what's wrong with them. But we used a period of time that they generally would have been really bored in to get some great reading done. Should your first year homeschooling be road schooling? I really want to say that it's okay and just go for it. And maybe you should, if you do have the opportunity to have 1 year at least under your belt of regular homeschooling in your home, then take that. Try to make it happen, because you will learn so much in that first year about your teaching style, your children's learning style, the curriculum you love and the curriculum you absolutely hate. So if you're doing all that while you're on the road and you're trying to see all these new sites, like that's a lot of stress. I would just suggest to try and clear your schedule and make that first year happen in home. I of course have more to say, because I always do. But in regards to just travel in general, you should check out our video, Top 8 Travel Tips for Long-Term Travel. It's a mouthful, but I think you'll like it.